Today I'm so happy to share with you how to make French macarons. French macarons are sweet, light and puffy, and they have a shell which is crispy outside and chewy inside and with a creamy filling in the center. They are so pretty and so delicious, and I was so surprised when I first came to know that these beautiful French macarons are made with only three ingredients: sugar, almond powder and egg whites. And three simple ingredients, a simple way of making, but this is one of the most trickiest recipes. And most problems arise by skipping steps or by not using the right techniques. So, here I have six simple tips that will help you to create perfect macarons even if it is your first trial. If you follow these six tips, you cannot go wrong, and you will definitely have a happy ending with some of the beauty queens in the baking world. On medium speed until they are frothy, and now gradually add in your 50 grams of granulated sugar and beat for until you have a stiff to pipe out the batter into a baking sheet which is lined with a parchment paper, and I have traced some round shapes on an A4 size paper and kept it underneath the parchment paper so that I can see the shapes while piping. And don't forget to take out the paper